This is Andrew for the Chosen Prime with a video review of MakeToys Cross Dimension MTCD 02 Rioter Despotron, or their updated kind of own take on a Megatron, a kind of an updated Megatron for their cross dimension line. He's a counterpart piece to their previous cross dimension figure, Striker Manus, which of course was their Optimus. Here you can see the figure in its box. The box, of course, is essentially the same as the one that came with Striker Manus, same size, same kind of overall style. He is packaged in a clamshell. In this box, you get the figure. He comes with his weapon, these two little kind of cannon pieces in the back, which we'll show off in a little bit. He comes with a nice set of color instructions. His transformation is fairly straightforward, but these are really nice instructions. He comes with a sword that he can hold in his hand, and I'll show that off, and he can stow it in his gun barrel as well. He comes with a little kind of gray piece here for his chest. So by default, he's got this little purple clear piece here on his chest, and I'll show off why that's purple in a moment. But you can pop it out and place it with this, and I will show him off with the gray chest in a bit. And then finally, he comes with a pair of their AR cards here, one for Striker Manus and one for Rioter Despotron. The interesting thing is this card here for Thunder Manus, their third figure, actually shows off the color version of their version of a Power Master Optimus Prime. And I'll show that off in a little bit, which will show us both the robot mode and the vehicle mode. So let's go ahead and take a look at some closer up details here for Despotron. Taking a closer look here, you can see that this version of Megatron here is very stylized, again patterned off of their kind of reimagined version of G1 timeline here. This design matches their Optimus, their Striker Manus, very well. The plastic here has kind of got a nice metallic swirl to it. There are different bits of colored gray throughout, like there's bits of darker bits here, lighter bits elsewhere, nice bits of paint kind of called out, metallic little details here. And overall, very clean robot mode here. You can see nice sturdy looking legs, very menacing looking. The figures are built very solidly, just like Striker Manus was. He's considered, a very poseable figure. That's kind of where this figure excels. You've got, as far as articulation, his head here is on a ball joint as well as a pivoting hinge. So you got a lot of options there. The arms can rotate 360. They can actually bend backwards due to transformation. You can come outwards with them, and even further if you lift up this little flap here, the arm can come up even further. You do have a bicep swivel. You have a double jointed arm. Again, all the joints are nice and stiff. The hand can rotate. The lower three fingers here are on a hinge, and then you have the index finger, which is on a hinge. Very nice. You can rotate him at the waist. He's got a just slight kind of ab crunch here. It's not like what it is on Striker Manus, but there is enough to kind of help him kind of lunge forward if you want to. His legs, they have a soft ratchet outwards. You can lift up the panel here to kind of lift the leg forward. There is a upper thigh swivel here, mostly due to transformation. As far as knee articulation, again, mostly due to transformation, he does have a double jointed knee here, so you can get some very strong, deep knee bends. The feet are actually quite amazing here. Not only do they pivot back and forth and are very solid, the toes can rotate on their own, and the heel spur can move, and then you can also, tilt forward and back. So there's a lot of different motion here with the heel, and these little flaps here on the sides here around his boots can move out of the way. I have heard some people have some issues with these. It might be a bit fragile, so just be a bit careful when you're messing with these, but otherwise it's a nice solid figure all around here from MakeToys. It's just really cool, keeping the kind of overall great design and aesthetic they had with Striker Manus. As far as his cannon and other pieces here, these parts in the back, if you don't want them there or you just want one, you can slide them off. There's just a channel on the back of each one of these that matches this kind of rail, and these rails actually match on the arms, and so if you want to, you can actually mount these on the arms kind of as pile drivers either way. They just slide on. Same thing with the cannon arm here. It just slides off, and you can see that you can actually, if you want to, you can actually rotate it. If you'd rather have this be the front of the cannon, you can do that. Just come at it this way. But by default, it's installed facing this way with the front of the cannon. You can see that there is bits of kind of purple plastic here at the front as well as the back, which is quite nice. He does again come with a kind of a sword here. It's quite nice. It's got a channel that matches a slot in the hand, so it just kind of slots in there, and he's able to wield it quite nicely. And if you want to store it, all you need to do is pull the front of the cannon here off, and then it's actually kind of keyed in here. You can just kind of slide in the gun, or the sword, excuse me, and then plug that in there, and you can store and hide his gun in his arm. If you'd like, you can actually take these two pieces here, and they just will kind of peg on to the front and the back of the gun. So if you really want to make a really long cannon for his arm, that's an option for you. So again, a lot of playability with this guy. If you just want him kind of plain, if you do want him to just have, you know, pile drivers on his arms, you have a lot of kind of posability options for this guy. So as far as this purple crystal here, the reason he's got this crystal is that in their reimagined universe, essentially this Despotron here stole the Matrix. And so if we actually open up his chest here, these flaps, and pull this piece down, he's got a clear kind of purple matrix here, which is a nice little extra bonus that they kind of have to fit their fiction. This is also, if we wanted to, we can replace this purple crystal here. So there's just two little, you know, tabs on the inside here. You just need to push them out, so you can remove the purple piece, and then just take the gray piece here and peg it into place. And we'll go ahead and we'll put this matrix back in, close this up. And so if you don't want that clear piece here on his chest, they give you the option to kind of hide it. Very cool, again, figure here from MakeToys. So let's go ahead and we'll take a look at some of his posability options. So he looks very dynamic on his own, but then if we go ahead and add in his weapons here, get him situated so he's aiming his cannon. Bend his knee, get those nice flat feet planted nice and securely, and bend this back. Again, you get some really excellent poses and dynamic poses out of this character and figure, just like you could with Striker Manus. They make a really excellent pair here. You can have him kneel quite easily, have him aim up. Again, just a really dynamic and posable figure, or you can just have him stand here looking all stoic, just ready to kind of be elitist and just overall kind of evil. Just very, very cool looking figure here. So let's go ahead and transform him into his weapon mode. To start the transformation process, we need to begin by sliding off these two canisters off his back. We'll also want to slide off the cannon arm. And we actually are going to want to put these back so that they're on the arm like this. And so the instructions recommend pulling the fist out first this way. I actually recommend using the kind of cannon piece here to pull out on this arm part right here, which will release the kind of tab mechanism in the arm here. So you can take the hand and push it back in. This will fold inwards, and then the tab here on the hand will match the tab hole on the piece here, and then close down. So we'll come to the other side. Again, you can do this kind of any order here for the arms, but I found it's best to kind of use this as leverage to kind of pull this panel out, flip the hand in, fold this out. And you want to fold this out straight first before pegging it in, because otherwise it won't match up. Come to these parts on the shoulders. They will just lift up and extend on both sides. Raise the arms upwards. These shoulder pieces here will hinge downwards to kind of fill in that space. So again, lift up the arm and hinge this forward so his arms are kind of at his sides like this. Come to his back. This rail system here will untab and unpeg from this piece. The arms now will rotate backwards, and they will actually tab together here as well as midway through these canister parts here. And these little kind of shoulder pieces will actually fit snugly into kind of where the shoulder joints were. It's a nice way to kind of fill up those spaces. Now focus on his legs. So take this leg, hinge it upwards, rotate it 90, take the heel and point it, take the toe and point it. That's that leg ready to go. Take this leg, rotate it outwards to the shin guard, is facing outwards. Make sure you have a 45-degree angle here. Pull the lower leg here, and that'll release a little joint so you can actually spin it. If you don't, you might tear it up. So once you do this way, it'll lock into place after you pull it. Take this little kneecap here. We want to hinge it upwards. Unlock the lower leg here, like that, and it'll hinge. This will all hinge upward into his center mass. There are black tabs here that match the inside of his leg. These pieces here will match into his crotch, and then there's a silver tab here that'll match into this now it's trigger piece. So we have to just sandwich it up in here, and this will all kind of fit and lock together like that. Come to his foot here. We want to rotate it 180, and then push it up and lock it into the back side of the leg. And there are his legs all ready to go. Now we'll come to the torso here. Rotate him so he's facing backwards this way. Open up his chest. Flip this piece down and flip his head downwards. This entire piece here will unpeg from his waist here. You can kind of see how it'll hinge forward. Make sure to close these flaps around his head at this point. And there are black tabs here that'll match here, red tabs that'll match on top of the gun, and then these black tabs on the foot that'll hold it all together. So once we get it all kind of accordion down and sandwiched in, there's just making sure that all those tabs peg in and hold him securely. And we're almost done. So we come to this Braille mechanism that was on his back. We want to fold it together and it'll actually peg into itself, and you can see it looks like this. We want to hinge it over and into this space with the hinges here. So it's got one of the rails exposed, and we can take now the cannon and slide it into place. And then actually this piece is actually designed to kind of fit and lock down into this cavity. So now that we have the cannon arm in there, we can push and lock it down. And there we've got Rioter Despotron here in his Cybertronian Gun Mode. You can see he's got 2 barrels, he's got his scope. He actually does have a working trigger here. This actually has a bit of spring in it. It's actually only on one knee. I didn't notice it until after I transformed him a couple times. But overall, a very nice looking Cybertronian stylized version of Megatron here in Rioter Despotron. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of his comparisons. Robo mode comparisons with the very first cross-dimension figure. Here we've got Striker Manus, or they're taking Optimus. You can see it as Optimus Megatron. They're very nice, unique, stylized take. Similar builds as far as adversaries, similar kind of paint, height, structure. They both have excellent posability, and overall just great fun toys. And here in robot mode, you really can see that they're doing an excellent job here with their cross-dimension line so far. And here we've got some alternate mode comparisons. You can see that he is a large gun here, but stylistically they match as Cybertronian versions of these classic G1 characters here in their alternate modes. To give you an idea of the scale here for Despotron, he's about 8 inches to the top of his head. So he's about Voyager size when you look at Generations toys. And to kind of give you an idea, if you've not seen him in person, here he is next to Masterpiece Soundwave. So while he's not Masterpiece figure or scale, he has the same kind of level of detail and design in this new cross-dimension series. A nice, big, well-designed figure. So I'm going to do my best to show off the AR kind of capability for this card here. Real quick, there's the AR code if you need to scan it yourself, but I'll try to use my phone here to load up and what he looks like here in robot mode. And so here's the color version of their Power Master Prime here in his robot mode. You can see very similar to Striker Manus here in overall kind of style, but he does have a nice center cab there. The shoulder guns, very cool looking, nice third release here coming from MakeToys here. So nice to see the color version of this toy kind of ready to go. And here he is in his vehicle mode. Again, you can see how Thunder Manus here is based off of Power Master Optimus Prime. Nice big long truck here coming from MakeToys as their third release. Really cool looking version of Power Master Optimus Prime. So some final thoughts here for MakeToys MTCD 02 Rioter Despotron, their second release from their cross-dimension line. He's yet again an excellent figure, and this production sample is just a real joy to play with. He's got the same great posability and overall design that Striker Manus has. These are just fun, well-designed toys. You can get some really just striking poses out of this figure. He just, you know, it's amazing what they've been able to do to kind of make this stylized version of Megatron, and does let you have different options as far as posability and design, and just really cool figure overall here from MakeToys. We at the Chosen Prime here have him available in pre-order. He should be available sometime early December. If you like Striker Manus and you like what you see here, Despotron here does come highly recommended. He's just a really excellent toy, so take care.